Yahoo! Prof here. And King Arthur is sleeping on the sky pad, which is exactly where he's not supposed to be. King Arthur James, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh, you're going to purr. Alright, so last video we went over, there are these 3 packages. One of them's already open, you just don't know what it is. If you know what that is in this video, comment down below. And you can probably read the label, but I don't know if that'll actually help you that much. So we're going to go with this guy first. That's it was Japan, China, and US. Well, probably originally China, but for now. Alright, getting the letter opener. Jeez, this box is super well taped. Guess that's what I pay for, though. So, and you guys are like, what do you mean that's what you pay for? Yep. This is another forwarded package. I mentioned in the last video where I had used Bai to get the Number Girl CD I've been trying to get, and ended up getting a tape as well that I didn't even know existed. This is actually through Tenso. And what that is Bai actually buys the stuff for you. They can even do it via auction sites, stuff like that. Basically any place that requires either living in Japan, not even that, because you can pass that with forwarding services, which is this is just straight Tenso. Tenso owns Bai. A lot of places require Japanese payment methods or verification of Japanese identity. I don't have that. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to get a Japanese credit card, but I think that requires living in Japan. So we've got this one. These went through Bai. This is through Tenso. So this is stuff that I bought and had to get it to the US, right? So what that means is they wouldn't ship internationally themselves. I do this all the time. You just buy it, you ship it to the provided address from Tenso with your information. Like you have to put your your name and some other stuff in the ship to address and stuff like that, and then gets to send to Tenso, and you have 30 days. At least when I do it, at least I have 30 days to consolidate it, as in you can wait for other packages to come in or choose not to if you want to, and then ship them to the US. And when you consolidate, they physically pack it together into one box, and it's usually more to ship that one box than it was one of those single individual boxes, but it is, say if each one of these is $36 to ship, this whole box might be $46. Etc. Stuff like that. So, looks like we've got 2 things packed here. We got these, which are all CDs, and we've got this guy, which is a Blu-ray. So, let's get out the letter opener again. Oh, it just untaped itself. I was wondering why it wasn't cutting, because it wasn't going to cut. So this first one, pretty simple, straightforward. And this is not it. This is actually part of either noodles or Sao Yakamata stuff. Looks like a postcard of some kind. This is what was supposed to be in here, or this was one of the things I ordered, which is the Spellbound, kind of follow-up to Boom Boom Satellites. It's Masayuki Nakano plus I can't remember his name. He's the lead singer of the Novembers. And very basically they're even playing some as of a recent live, they were even playing some Boom Satellites tracks, which is awesome. Because they were kind of Masayuki Nakano was dormant for about 10 years, I want to say. After maybe 10, at least 5. I'd have to look up my exact dates. But just because it was always, when they lost the singer, he kind of just put pause on it, which makes complete sense. Just respect for the other member, which I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I should know that. So this is the limited edition version of Lotus, which is their new album, which I've listened to plenty of times because it is on streaming. However, this also includes the Blu-ray with it and all the features that come with that. Do I know off the top of my head what those are? No, because they're in Japanese. I think there's like an art book as well with that. Lotus the Spellbound. So this has been on my list since like last year to buy. It's been out for a long time. They do not ship internationally at all. So it's one of those things where I've been waiting for waiting for other stuff to order so I can consolidate it together and then ship it over. There were a whole bunch of these that are like that, and I finally did it, and I did it months after I was supposed to, or at least once it was available. I just kept forgetting. Time kept being like a thing where I just didn't do it. Well, I finally did it, and so some of the stuff might be like, oh, that's been out for a while. If you really, by the way, my videos are probably like multiple years out of date, so frame yourself that this is February of 2024 now. For stuff like this that's sticky, it's going to be far better to use Tuck XL. Because when the blade gets all nasty, you can just throw it out. This is some really good tape, though, even for this thing to deal with. Okay, so this is 2 different shipments here of CDs combined. They're essentially from the same store. So you get some tape randomly on these two. I don't know why. King. Hey, what are you doing? So we've got a mix of new and old here. These were stuck together. Let's just go through these together. What these are is all these are from Delicious label. 2 different stores though. So the reason for that is the pillow stuff is sold through King Arthur. What are you doing? He's gonna knock shit over. Lovely. Some of these are sold through it blinked my head. King Arthur, you blinked my brain box. Sawo Yakamada, which is lead singer of the Pillows. Some are through his store called Red Bat, which has his stuff in the Pillows. The other one is through their Delicious Label store. I forget which one that is called. I should probably have it here because I got the packing slips. I can't read it. Well, that's not very helpful to you guys. It's just Delicious Label online shop, and the other one is Red Bat. I don't know why they're not the same thing. Whatever, you know. So there's Private Loophole. This is one of the new ones that I was trying to get a hold of. This is specifically Noodles, new album. I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Nine Miles, Trilogaf, Loophole, Private Loophole. Oh, no, this is Sawo Yakamada's new album. My bad. I may be saying that wrong as well. So this is the new album, his new solo album. This is Kaminari Gumo plus Manabe Yoshiaki Triograph. So this is actually not really... Oh, Manabe is on here, guitarist for the Pillows. I think this is more because of the other one that it goes with. Should be, yep, right below it. So that's why these were stuck together. King Arthur, hey, you're being a butt, dude. That stuff's been up there forever. So, a new 9 Miles album came out. Now, Manabe is not doing the vocals. Hey, you need to chill out. You need to chill out. Yeah. Manabe is not doing the vocals for the new album, which is right here, 9 Miles in the Light Again. The vocals are being done by the Kaminari Gumo. And Manabe contributed to this Triograph album. But I think it's more as a 9 Miles style, which is reggae. That's what, and it's all produced, written, performed by Manabe, every piece of it previously. Now I believe on this album he is not doing the vocals, which will be interesting. Interesting to see. Always love his stuff. But these were another two of the new ones I was trying to get, and these have been out for a while. Basically only available direct through them or in physical stores. If you get it, I believe this one is available via streaming, because it's under Kaminari Gumo's what do I call it, like licensing. It's his album, his and or her. I think it's a him, but whereas 9 Miles is under Delicious Label. These were both available through Delicious Label store, but this one you should be able to find streaming. I think I've even listened to it a couple times. But they're new. These were one of the ones I was trying to get physically. Wanted both of them because you can, like they're basically they're together. They came out at the exact same time as a partnership between them. Yes, I picked those up. This is like, these all up here are reasons why I went and got physical releases. A lot of these I've found losslessly online. There are places you can do that. Often a lot of Sawo Yakamada's solo work you can't get in anything but physical, though, very often. So that's why I picked this one up, because this is the latest one, and sometimes they take a while to kind of like trickle out and be available. And I couldn't find that one in lossless. The Predators go back to yesterday. I have this one already, not physically in a CD, because obviously I wouldn't have bought it then. But this is the CD plus DVD limited edition, so it has looks back like 2 music videos and like a interview from 2021 on there. The version of this I have because the Predators were set up back when iTunes was doing a push. This would have been what, mid 2000s. Same sort of thing when this is when Ori Ska Band came over. There was like Girls Night, Tsushima Mire was in there. Like that whole era, they tried bringing J-rock, J-pop, mostly J-rock to the U.S. and not Visual K. That's when I really started getting into it and stuff like that. So they were set up on iTunes as far back as, and that's how you can get the Pillows releases as well. So I have this through iTunes, but only iTunes quality. So since I was ordering, like I said, this was essentially through the same store. Had this not been on the same store, I wouldn't have bought it. But this one I have not found available losslessly digitally. And I was able to buy the CD because I was already buying from the store. Shipping from the store to the forwarder, like within Japan, it's like 300 yen, nothing basically compared to what we pay in the U.S. here. So very happy to get my hands on this one since I'll be able to have it losslessly. And since I was going to buy it, bought the limited edition. I think a lot of the Predator stuff is only available when you buy it physically as the limited edition. Otherwise, you can buy like the the iTunes version essentially. Here is and this one's like their newest one. It's not new though. I want to say like 2019, roughly. And it probably actually says on the back here. That's why all this information is back here. The 2020. Okay, so that's lovely. 21 11 17. So that's either 21 it came out or 17. 23, so it is. It's year month day. So yeah, 2021. So 2+ years ago this came out. I've had it for a while from iTunes. Since I was ordering directly from the label store, I was able to get it. I wouldn't have gone out of my way to get this one though, because I already have it digitally in a lower quality, not the limited edition, but I had it at least, Here is one that normally the noodles, or they just are as noodles on here. And their lead singer was featured on a fairly recent, actually the last Pillows album, rebroadcast. What they've done since then is basically just live and some singles, I think. This is their latest album, Lemon Soda and Time Machine. Oddly for their stuff, only available through the Delicious label store, from what I could tell. Now, that's pretty common for the Pillows stuff. And even then, for their main releases, like their albums, that should be readily available from anywhere. But the singles can only be through that store sometimes. But usually you could find this streaming or through iTunes, and you're like, iTunes, yeah, for some, like, we gotta remember, back in the day, iTunes was one of the only digital music stores that actually took off, and was one of, like, the only one in Japan that took off, period. And in the US, like, pretty much the only one that mattered. So, like, if, like, there were even exclusives to iTunes. Now you'll see, like, exclusives to Tidal or Spotify, stuff like that. Well, iTunes used to be the only one. And realistically, if you think about it, like, basically they got set up back in the 2000s, a lot of these bands. And they just never unset themselves up. So if their label uploaded something, it kind of went there. That's kind of what happens now, except it just goes everywhere to every streaming platform instead. This one is not on there. And I actually could not find this one, like, on CD Japan. HMV, definitely not. A lot of times you won't see the Pillows or the Predators stuff on there. Especially their newer stuff. I feel like as they've gotten bigger, they're kind of spinning it down. They're doing more works for themselves. And it's literally, you can only find it a lot of times directly. Like, they might sell to physical retail stores locally, but otherwise, only through their label store, or probably when you go to concerts and stuff like that. Seems like this album is the same sort of thing. This Lemon Soda and Time Machine. I have not found this anywhere but physically through the label store. So just interesting, and I wanted it. I like their stuff. This was one of the ones along with these. This one wasn't like super on my list. These two were because I really like 9 Mile stuff. 2008 was the last year that they put out an album, and it was released in the U.S. and I physically have it over there. I think I've even shown it off previously. It's Revolution Is My Name. So, picked this one up, and this was one of the three that made me buy from these label stores. And then it ended up being that this had to go through the Delicious Label shop, and some of these other ones had to be done through the Red Bat store, which they're basically the same store from what I can tell. I have no idea why they're separated now. Like the Pills had their own shop too, but that wasn't available. So there was one, the Pillows single I think I wanted that I couldn't get because most of the Pillow stuff is available through Red Bat, but not all of it. Kind of interesting that they would even have. Maybe it's easier for like labels that aren't the main bands to do it through the label store, and then ones that are to have their own or more direct money. I don't know. But yeah, pick this one up. Hyped for it. This is one I couldn't even. I don't even think there might be a single or two on this that is available digitally, like on YouTube, like the music video is available, but otherwise, poof, gone. And this one I picked up just because it was on the store. I would have bought the other one. I forget what it is, but this is, yep, there's Manabe being many, many, many years younger. 2001, this is from. And, yep, official website is Pillow. Like, it doesn't even say go to, like, his own website. Doesn't have one. He just uses the Pillows website. The Predators may be the same way, to be truthful, because it's like offshoot stuff. They just say going to the label. I want to feel like this isn't even on. Yeah, it's a Delicious label. Here you go. Pillows.gr.jp. See, I'm used to co.jp. Anybody know what GR is? Like, this is pre me using Japanese internet regularly, or trying to use it, using through Translate, etc. So, anybody know the thing between the GR? I could probably look it up, but I'm used to co.jp, and now a lot of them just go straight to JP. You'll see that with Australia too. Co.aus and co.uk, so it's country.the country. A lot of them now have been able to just go down to .jp or I mean, even then, like, it's delicious-label.com. A lot of these are realistically, .com is what you still want, even if you're specifically in a country. Japan, you can get away with it a little bit more because they're much more internal. I think this is nakanomusic.com. Yeah, I'd have to look it up because it's not on there. But this is Solomonic Polar Bear. I don't remember if this is the first or the second one. I think this is the first one. Either way, I have had these for a long time. However, I have these from prior to ripping CDs good quality being a thing, and I no longer have access to this CD. So I bought it. It was just as much as this one. Yeah. But hey, like I said, don't have lossless version of this. And I didn't own the CD. Borrowed it from somebody who did have it. Way back in the day. Before, think about this, 2001, what size hard drive did you have? I think I had a 20 or a 40 gigabyte main drive. Not even a 40, I think it would have been a 20 gigabyte. Later on, I would have had a 80. I think the computer shipped with a 40. I upgraded to an 80, and that would have been a faster drive. And then I added a 200 a couple of years later as my archive to store stuff in. and that was a long time ago. ID sort of stuff. But that's why I still have a Hive folder. That's like where I store stuff when I'm done with it. Like this is like keep this for future reference, but don't need to access it. If you're using stuff like ZFS, that could probably have the highest encryption, or not encryption, sorry, compression, because you shouldn't regularly be accessing it because it's like, oh, this is the final version of this piece of software, or this is the original release of this software with my license. Put a password on it. I still keep that in my storage area as well, like I have a software folder. It goes in there, but I always save away a locked up copy of it someplace that isn't modified, because normally my software directory is a running, like the newest version goes in there, the details get updated, right? I always like keeping the original though, just in case. So that's why I picked up this, is because I don't have a lossless version of it. And what is the #1 easy thing to this day to get a lossless version of something? Buy the CD, just like I did here. So, oh, and this would have gone with the single. This was a pre-order bonus for Private Loophole. I believe she is on one or many of these tracks. I'm bad. Yep. Oh, sorry. I said here. Yaman Sawo. There you go. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Probably said it wrong there as well. You can correct me down below. Be all grumpy with me. But yes, that was a pre-order bonus for this. I didn't pre-order it. This came out in 23/10/28, so I bought this in January. I knew this was coming out, but I missed it. Just like a lot of these other things. This came out I want to say around the same time. Like a lot of stuff comes out in October, for whatever reason. There you go. Oh, this is August 8/23. So I had been waiting for a long time for this. I was originally going to pre-order it and just like kept forgetting. And then I was like, oh, I think they'll put this on. This also unavailable through HMV, unavailable through CD Japan. You could do CD Japan via proxy. If I'm going to do that, I might as well use a forwarder like I did here with all this stuff using Tenso. So order it direct. Some of their stuff I've been able to order through HMV or CD Japan. It seems to be like the more mainstream stuff, like when they've done openings or endings that's for the Spellbound. When they've done openings or endings for anime, that's available then. Like that single or that release is then available like more widely. But then when it's not related to something like that, it's only done kind of like the Pillows stuff and the Pillows related stuff through their label shop. So we have a little fruit fly that's now dead. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about the forwarding stuff or these specific albums. I'm going to add them to the pile of albums that are... Oh, that's the wrong knob. That is the right knob. That are right there that you've seen me get. Those are much newer ones. And one that I've been trying to get for a while as well, the Lost Age Pilgrim. That's been out for about a year, but you can only buy it either in person at their label's physical shop, or Throat Records, or you have to buy it at a concert. So we'll let King Arthur lead you guys out here. How's it going, King? Was that an enjoyable video? Questionable. I agree.